Days until recreational marijuana will be legal in our state. In our series Breaking Down the Bud, we've been taking a deep dive into this new legislation and what people at home need to know.
Yeah, and as 19 Investigates' Gabby Hart reports, even though weed will be legal, it could be late next year until sales actually start. The bud.
You can puff, but you can't purchase. Not yet, at least. There's still a long road before dispensaries and cultivators can actually get licensed to start producing and selling legal weed. The approval process, well, it's lengthy. And just because you qualify and apply doesn't mean that you'll actually get a license. And that's because there's only a limited number to go around.
I voted for it.
You voted for it?
Yes.
Okay, why?
Because I like smoking weed. Simple.
On December 7th, it will be legal for folks who love to smoke weed like Richard Durrah to do so legally in the state of Ohio. But while you can possess it, there's still a long road ahead before you're actually able to purchase it legally. And that's because the people making and selling recreational marijuana won't be able to start doing so until at least the fall of 2024. So why the wait?
That's where this gets real complicated real quickly.
Douglas Berman, director of the Drug Enforcement Policy Center at Ohio State University, explains there's a set of rules that first need to be created and then rolled out by a newly formed Cannabis Control Division. One of their many responsibilities when it comes to issue 2 is to figure out the licensing process.
There are different licenses for the sellers, the manufacturers, and the growers.
Issue 2 breaks down the components of each license type. There's a level 1 and level 2 adult use cultivator license, meaning you can either grow, distribute to cannabis operators, or acquire seeds and materials. But you have to just pick one of those, whereas a level 3 adult use cultivator license allows you to do all of the above. Then there's the adult use processor license, meaning you can purchase weed from licensed operators and then process it into marijuana edibles and products to then distribute. Finally, there's the adult use dispensary license, which allows you to open a dispensary.
We saw this even with the medical program where we had literally thousands of people applying for these limited licenses. We might see that again.
The Division of Cannabis Control will have 9 months before they have to start rolling out those licenses. And they only plan to give out 40 level 3 cultivator licenses and 50 dispensary licenses to start. They'll review this after 2 years to decide if they should issue more.
If you have unlimited licenses, there's always a risk of overproduction.
And under issue 2, the Cannabis Division is mandated to give recreational licenses to every operating medical marijuana facility in our state.
They're the first ones that get to convert into the recreational seller.
The Department of Commerce, which will oversee the Cannabis Division, says it's too early to comment or do interviews because any changes that Governor DeWine or state lawmakers make to issue 2 could, quote, impact the timeline for the rulemaking and licensing process. Now, when applying for a license, you have to submit 2 sets of fingerprints, a photograph, pay a fee, and then you'll be subject to a background check. But what if that background check doesn't come back clean? Will prior convictions actually stop you from getting a license? That's a question that we'll answer tomorrow as we continue breaking down the bud. For now, I'm Gabby Hart, 19 News.
All right, for a look at previous stories from these series on recreational marijuana in Ohio, head over to cleveland19.com.